And welcome to Downy Park. It is Game 5 of the Softball Australia Cup, and of course it'll be Australia versus Japan here. The second time we'll see these two sides face off across the 4 days of competition. Well, last night it was the final game of day 1-2, and it was a pretty resilient effort from the Australians, getting up a really early 3-run lead in the first innings, but a plucky Japan came back to show why they're world number one. Of course, plenty more action to come. It'll be interesting to see how both teams take the notes from yesterday's game, and of course Japan facing off against New Zealand in the first game of today's edition. Of course, our commentary team will be joining us, James Harris and Softball Australia legend Joyce Lester.
Georgia, again, great intro. Good to be here for day 2 of the Softball Australia Cup. And Georgia was right. It was a really great start from Australia, and then Japan just sort of pegged us back a little bit, overrun us, and then ended up winning. But it was great plate discipline by the Aussies, aggressive, but also went deep in the counts, picked up their walks, and took advantage. Probably left a few too many base runners.
Oh, absolutely. And I think every time at this level that you have a base runner, you've got to make the most of it. And I suppose it's a job of every single batter to actually get that batter to the next base. And I'm sure that they've spoken about that in the Australian team, of actually trying to get that together.
Just having a look at how Australia scored their runs, it was the returning Taylor Titsakronis. She's not starting in this game, but she was all over it.
Look, she's so strong, she doesn't even do a full swing on those. She's sort of just like punching the ball. Because she's so strong, she can still get it over the outfield. She's really impressive at the moment.
Yeah, and there was a controversial play at the plate as well. We saw Abby Bastian in her debut hit the ball up the middle, and then as Pippa Adkins comes sliding in, the hand collected the foot of the catcher, and the obstruction ended up overturning the call of out.
I know, how rare is that? You never see an umpire overturn a call, but of course I suppose the other umpires had a look and knew that the catcher had the foot over in front so that Pippa couldn't get to the base, so it was withdrawn and she was safe.
Brilliant umpiring, a team effort. And then today's starter is Steph Trzynski. Of course, she ended the game for Australia, didn't give up any runs, and so she's earned the start today, whereas Sakamoto will be throwing for Japan, a new pitcher for Australia to see.
Yes, and that'll be good for them. I'm looking forward to watch Steph. She really finished well in that last game last night, so her starting again will be awesome, and she really spots that ball well, which is just what the Australian team need. They can set up their field and they can be more organised. They just need to keep their discipline in the batting box, which they've been excellent at doing, and really make sure they get those runners around, advance the runners.
The lineup's just being announced now. We've got Georgia down on the sidelines. We might have to catch her after the teams are introduced. Another debutante being played today for Team Australia, Amber Hood in the starting lineup.
I know, which is great, and luckily I get to hand her a cap at the end of the game tonight, so I'm really looking forward to that. And of course we have Alyssa Mile, who yesterday was sick and was unable to play and not on the roster, and she's back today, which will be great to see her on the field as well. Full
squad for the Aussie spirit. This is the Japan starting lineup, and Kyoko Ishikawa will lead things off. Fujimoto batting 2, had a great game yesterday. Yamauchi playing at third base, she was pretty impressive as well. And you go through the lineup, and for me, the best hitter for Japan yesterday was Shiho Suto. Was not a starting player, came in the second inning, went 3 for 4 in the game with 3 RBIs.
I know, she was scary, and I think Australia need to really keep an eye on her. That middle part of the order, as you kept saying last night, was just so dangerous. But you do have Ishikawa back in the team, and she's a force to be reckoned with, and she's the lead-off hitter. What a player she is.
And your Spies have been out working today. Miyagoto is in the lineup, starting on the bench, but you have been told?
Oh, yes, I went and spoke to Coach Utsugi, well, in my tiny little Japanese that I have, and I also had Yuka, the interpreter, there, and just sort of said, are we going to see Goto? And she actually went, yes, you will. Today you'll see. I'm not sure whether she means this game or whether she must mean this game.
Must mean this game.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
New Zealand in the early game, and it was a plucky New Zealand. 8-1. The scoreline didn't reflect their performance. Diving plays, double plays. They were amazing in the field, and then with the bat, they were swinging hard, and they probably lost a few too many base runners. But they really took it to Japan. Australia gave Japan a scare last night as well. So both teams come to play against the world number one.
Yes, I think last night was really exciting, and Australia came out early and really put the pressure on Japan. Let's hope they can do the same thing in this game. They hit the ball hard, and when you do that against any team is human. They still make mistakes.
And there's the Australian starting lineup just been announced. Whitefield up the top with Geros. She performed really well on her debut day yesterday. Pippa Adkins hitting in the 3 spot, got a couple of really great key hits as well. Abby Bastion's back. The youngster Chelsea Robinson's recovered. She took a foul ball. You can just see her on screen there with a little bit of a fat lip, the bottom lip there. But very exciting for the next player on screen. There she is, Amber Hood, making her Aussie Spirit debut. Sarah Rio returns to the field as well. And there's the starting pitcher, Stephanie Trzynski.
Yes, it's going to be a great game. We're all looking forward to it.
There's no national anthems today, so the players will probably just come to the plate. So we'll be able to cross down to Georgia as soon as she's got her pre-game interview. But the umpires are being announced. Chrissy Travers behind the plate, Leith Roberts at first, Darren Clark at second, and Stuart Tyler at third base. They're the 3 teams for today's games, and we are probably about a minute away from the action. Joyce, is it going to be in Australia's favour? They'll be fresher, or it'll be in Japan's favour? They've played a game already today.
Oh, you just never know. Some teams are really good at back-to-back. I'm going to say that Japan aren't used to back-to-back games. Normally in Japan, and they play in the league, they only have 1 game a day, whereas Australians are far more used to back-to-back games. So it's their first game, they're fresh. Japanese people are so fit and they train for so long, anything could be an advantage. Well,
we don't get an answer from Joyce Lester. Let's get an answer from Georgia Radjic down there on the sidelines with one of the players of the day yesterday, Taylor Tissakonis.
Definitely one of the players of the day yesterday, Taylor Tissakonis. Well, a welcome return to you to the Aussie Spirit, of course. How did it feel to get back onto the diamond?
Yeah, it's really cool to be back in the green and gold. I'm very proud to be a part of the Spirit, and I'm looking forward to what the Spirit have to come in the future, so it's really exciting to be a part of it.
And a little bit of a special crowd member for you as well. How does it feel to be playing in front of your child?
Yeah, really good. I hope, not that she can be proud right now, but it's really cool just being able to separate the two, so I get a little bit of an escape after the game, and it's really good for my mentality, really. So, yeah.
I have to ask a question. I hear that your husband does play for New Zealand. Is there a bit of a rivalry, given the fact that New Zealand is in the competition, that if you get a couple of wins over throughout the series, that maybe your daughter might play for Australia in the Aussie Spirit in the future?
Oh, he's now an Australian citizen, so he's an Aussie now.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us, Taylor. All the best for the rest of the week.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot to Georgia. There's Jess Torpy sitting in the crowd with the legend Stacey Porter.
Oh, I know. Well, isn't that good? Family affair here. Got the fam bam here watching.
Former Australian player and recently inducted into the Softball Queensland Hall of Fame, Jess Muller/Torpy, known as Muller affectionately amongst her teammates in South Australia when she played for them, but played here in Queensland for the majority of her career. Won a couple of national titles. And
look, that was a really good start for her when she came back for Queensland. I think that playing for South Australian Stars, she did a really good job. I think she showed Australia that she could hit and play really well, and then she made it back into the Queensland team. It was great to see.
Of course, the best softballer in her family as well, married to Matt Torpy.
Well, she would say that.
Stephanie Trzynski gets the start for Australia, pitching to her old teammate, junior Aussie teammate Chelsea Robinson, Stars teammate Chelsea Robinson, and also Pro League teammate. So these two have got a history of working together, know each other very well. and it'll be interesting to see how they gel against the world number one. Jenna Trim at first base, Alyssa Mile returning, as you said, Joyce, at second base. Maya Giros at third, Tamika Whitefield at shortstop. In the outfield, left to right, Sarah Rio, Pippa Adkins, and the debutante for today's game, Amber Hood. We are all set and ready to go. Kyoko Ishikawa, the leadoff for Japan.
Nice start there from Trzynski. Early strikes, I spoke about it before, and I'm going to keep talking about how important it is to get this first batter out. Ishikawa's a strong hitter, and she's captain of the team. She's an amazing player. They really need to work hard on her.
That one upstairs and out of the zone. Yeah, a 2024 world champion, and in the final of the last Women's World Cup, went 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and then played the World Games last year with a 375 batting average and a 500 on-base average. She can do it all.
And another left-hander.
We're going to count them again today? Lefty. All right.
There's a lot of, they're nearly all left-handers.
Well, Trzynski's found the edge a couple of times early in the count, and you can see how deep the right side of the diamond is. First base and second playing really deep. As she pops this one straight up, Pippa Adkins at centre field takes a catch.
Well, that's a good start for Australia. That lead-off is very important, and great to get one of their best players out at the start. Very important.
Rara Fujimoto is the number 2 hitter. We probably don't need to say it in the left-handed batter's box. Stays very close to the plate, doesn't she? The toes are right on the line.
Yes, which probably most people think she is doing that because she really likes an inside ball and wants to be able to put her hands out to that outside.
Well, the Aussies have gone with a very similar defensive tactic for the first 2 batters. Left side of the infield in pretty shallow, right side of the infield fielding pretty deep. That is a great picture of it right there, and then closing that 3-4 hole as well. Rips this one hard into the alley. It's over the head of Amber Hood at right field. She's quick around the bases. Fujimoto slides into 3. Trzynski doing the backing up, in 2 minds whether or not to go. It's got to be out at the plate.
Yes. Something bad turns into something great.
I couldn't have put it better myself there, Joyce, because there was a fumble, there was a hesitation by the runner, and we'll see it on the replay. Firstly, a massive hit from Fujimoto.
And again, you're not seeing too much follow through. She's just dragged that through almost like a placement hit. But you can see here when she takes off, she really goes too far off the base. And then she's committed. Oh, my goodness, which way will I go?
Overcommitted, back and forth as she sees Trzynski fishing for the ball. And then it was great backup by Maya Giros in the end, who ended up picking it up and throwing to Chelsea Robinson for the second out. So, all in all, there was a triple, and then there was a good defensive play from the Aussies because they backed up well. I mean, how important is that? Look at that average for the Cup so far. I mean, it's only after 1 day. Okawa is the 3 hitter, hitting 667 for the tournament, so probably only had 3 at-bats, 4 plate appearances for those numbers, but still very impressive. Mayu Okawa, the 3rd lefty in a row, and the on-deck batter is swinging lefty.
Steph looks so relaxed on the pitching plate. It's really good to see her back and looking strong.
Hit up the middle for Okawa. Pippa Adkins will do the fielding, and well, that shift is going to open up a gap up the middle. And you know, we identified the gap last night, and Japan were good enough to hit it in that gap. they've opened up a gap here, inviting them to hit up the middle, and they've done it. They are so good with their hands and hand-eye coordination, aren't they, Joyce?
Oh, they are. They do so much training, and they specifically work on certain situations and putting the ball in a certain place. They're very talented players.
This is Sayori Yamauchi, the four-hitter. Had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, it's great to see Chelsea Robinson behind the dish as well. From years past, before she had a break, before she had a child, she often used to play catcher for South Australia along with Belinda White. And she was such a good catcher. And then she started playing shortstop and again, got great hands.
Developed that second position and almost very similar to Belinda White as well. Plays a lot of shortstop at our Premier League.
Does she?
Yeah, for Sturt.
There's a combination, catcher, shortstop.
Yeah. This one foul.
I was going to say only in South Australia.
Well, you would say more often than not, a catcher second position would either be first or third.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, unique in that the catcher shortstop.
I totally agree.
But very athletic players, right? Great range.
Yes, both with good hands.
Yep.
Good arms.
The pick up, and she makes that throw.
Oh,
that's a tough throw to make.
That's a great out, Chelsea Robinson. Not only does she pick it up out of the dirt, which was tough, and then she makes a great short arm throw to second base on the hop, but still gets it. Impressive.
Yeah, you saw it on the replay, Joyce. You nailed it. The inside pitch is so hard for the right-handed catcher because not only do they have to take the ball and then spin and turn into a good position, and then get the throw off.
The trick on that, I think, is that she kept it really low to throw it. Okay, if she had done a high trajectory, that might not have got her. That was perfect by Chelsea Robinson.
Full credit to Tamika Whitefield at shortstop to take it on that hop as well and complete the play. So effectively a 1-2-3 inning, although Japan get two hits. They lose two base runners, and Yamauchi didn't finish her at bat, so she'll lead off the top of the second inning. Pop up to centre field, and then that awkward play at the plate. Defensively sound from the Australian defence backing up. Getting Fujimoto at the plate, and then Okawa caught stealing. Great first defensive inning for the Aussies.
Yes, indeed. And I think the one thing the Japanese team will have to realise, and I think the runner at third base did, is the fence here is very different with that bit of cement or block that you have that actually the ball comes off quite hard from that. Normally in Japan it's all net, and so the ball just drops. And so I think probably that didn't help at all for the runner. That certainly helped the Australian team.
Mio Sakamoto is the starting pitcher for Japan. She's throwing to Yumi Karishi, Mayu Okawa at first base, Kanakudo at second, Saori Yamauchi at third base, Kyoko Ishikawa at shortstop in the outfield, left to right, Hotaru Tsukamoto, Risa Kawamura, and Urara Fujimoto. That's your Japanese defensive lineup.
Very well said. Love it.
Takes a little bit of practice, but get some help. And Joyce, you were able to help with some pronunciations. The Japanese were able to help some pronunciation. And our good friend over in New Zealand, Jason Chopper Gerbis, has helped us with the pronunciations for some of the Māori names in the New Zealand side. So it's a great little community, the commentary community. We're all helpful for each other. So very grateful as we're about to get underway in the home half of the first inning. Leading off for the Aussies is one of their team leaders, Tamika Whitefield.
So we've seen Tamika at the plate a few times, and she always looks dangerous. And she very rarely gets struck out, but she just probably needs to get it out of the infield today. I'm sure she's really working on that.
Yeah, don't let that stat that was on screen fool you, the 0 batting average, because she got 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
Yeah.
And she also scored a run when she reached on I think it was a fielder's choice yesterday. So dangerous around the bases and still getting on board, which is why she's at the top of the list for the Aussies.
Now watching Sakamoto, just watching her footwork here, she sits right on the outside of that plate, and then she is not allowed to step past the line of the pitching plate. If she does, it's an illegal pitch. So I'm sure the umpires will be watching that, because you see this in the Japanese league quite a lot, but you don't see it much here. People using that angle like Sakamoto is.
We don't normally draw it, but you can draw a box. It's like a little tram track.
Yes.
The width of the plate, you're not allowed to jump outside of that. And that's great pick-up, Joyce.
I just think there she's very, very close to the outside of it, and I'm sure the umpires have spoken about it. Ooh.
This one's fouled back. Yeah, we'll keep our eye on that. Not too dissimilar to our own Georgia Hood, who's not available for this tournament. She'll be over at college, Coastal Carolina.
There you go, got it.
For her final year. She likes to jump out wide from the plate too. Yeah, nice pitching. Finds that inside edge and definitely using that angle that she's achieving by jumping out wide, Joyce.
Yes, in fact, South Australia, who was the under-23 team that had the Japanese girl play for them? ACT. Was ACT, sorry. And she did the same, and she got called quite a number of times during the tournament because of it.
Something to keep our eye on throughout this game as Maya Juros comes to the plate.
You know, after this, maybe in the future they'll put those tram tracks in to make it more obvious for everyone to see.
Had 3 hits yesterday in her debut day for the Aussie Spirit. And she's quick as well. She's working quickly, right back on the plate. Sakamoto not wasting any time.
I could keep watching a foot now. I can't help it. It really does give them an extra advantage because they're getting that great angle over the plate when they pitch.
Plate umpire Chrissy Travis likes that one. Rings up Maya Juros for the second strikeout. Both of them looking. Here comes Pippa Adkins, one of our lefties. And that change of pace just buckles the knees of Adkins and a called strike. 500 average. Really contributed yesterday, Pippa Adkins.
It might take them a little while to adjust to this pitcher. It's very unusual to what they're used to seeing.
Gets a nice piece of this ball. It's deep to centre field. Backing back is Kawamura. And takes a good catch in the end. So a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings at the first. And we've got Georgia Rajic on the mic ready to interview someone.
I actually spoke to Narita Wern, the technical coach for the Aussie Spirit pre-match, and she said a lot of the video analysis was conducted in the time between last night's match and today. A big focus making sure what they're calling the lead-off is off or lead-off, and minimising free bases and errors. Also trying to come up with some offensive plays that are different to what the Japanese are expecting. For example, being a lot more aggressive off the bases, and it's how the Spirit were able to score some runs in the end yesterday.
Amazing insight from one of the assistant coaches of the Aussie Spirit, Narita Wern. Thanks a lot, Georgia.
Yes, and that getting that lead off early and really spreading off the base really makes people very undecided in what they're going to do. They think they're going to go and often make rush throws. So I'm sure they're trying to keep Japan on their toes. because that's usually what they do to their opposition, so that's a good thing to do.
Fighting fire with fire, so to speak. And the Aussies through their warm-up, ready to start the top of the second inning. Yamauchi is the hitter, didn't complete her at-bat. She'll start afresh. Chelsea Robinson just doing some repair work there. A lot of protective equipment for the catcher. Maybe had to clean the glasses.
Yes, she had do-it-yourself Botox from yesterday with Chelsea.
I saw her in the elevator this morning, and it's not as bad as it looked last night. She said she was fine. Tough customer.
And here she is.
Actually, her dad texted me as well saying, we were worried she didn't take her mouth guard. So a very caring parent, obviously, and she's got the protection today behind the plate and that mask. High for ball one on Yamauchi.
Well, third base is really a really firing position for any player, especially up against the Japanese. You know the ball's going to be hit hard at you, and you also know you're going to have to run in for those bunts. So you've got to be pretty strong in that third base position.
Foul ball to go 1-1. Just missing the outside Trzynski, and again my focus taken to the defensive positioning of the right side of the infield, very deep, which means that Trzynski's got to field any bunt here, or Robinson. That goes down the first base line, goes upstairs and catches a swing on a bit of a waste pitch. There's the infield again on screen. And you watch the first base line left wide open if Japan feel like dragging a bunt.
Again, I'm going to say they've done the homework, and this batter probably doesn't drop many bunts at all. She's a power hitter, I'm assuming. I know that they spend a lot of time watching, and the girls spend a lot of time really checking on the opposition before they play them. Doesn't mean they're going to change it up. I think if I was a coach, I would. Every now and then if you see that.
Pulls this one hard foul, and Joyce, this series, it still counts towards world rankings, but not really playing for anything except for the title of Australia Softball Australia Cup champion. But you're perhaps getting a feel for the opposition. You know what tactics do work, what don't, for bigger and better things later on in the calendar.
Oh, that's a nice pitch. Sorry, it was very good.
You're just missing with the change of pace on the outside edge.
Look, I think that this is very important psychologically. I think we spoke about that briefly. Oh, they called it a ball. Sorry, there I thought was the opposite.
Oh right, no, base on balls, and a free base for the Japanese brings up Kanakudo.
I just kept looking at what a good pitch it was.
Just off the plate.
Wishful thinking here. Don't like that lead runner getting on at all.
This shot is hit hard into the alley. Well read from Pippa Adkins. She flew to catch that ball in the end, and fires it in quickly to hold that runner at bay. Let's have a look at the replay, Joyce.
She covered a lot of ground. That's excellent by Pippa Adkins. I'm so impressed with how she's bounced back after USA. That's really a sign of a good player.
One out. Yamauchi stays at first. Here's the right-hander, Karishi. One's in there for a strike. more of a regulation defence now for the Aussies, as this one's fouled off and will go behind the count 0-2. Karishi. Which means Trzynski can throw a couple, maybe up and away, down and away, maybe even a change of pace. Oh, chooses up and in.
Well, she can hit as many of them as you want. And I remember going to Japan, and when they first saw me hit, they said to me, "You're an easy out. 2 inside high balls, 2 foul balls, and then we can do anything with you." And I go, "Did you have to be that honest?" I think they were saying you're not a very good batter. But I have sort of learnt that often they waste a lot of their pitches they don't want.
Up and out of the zone, and Robinson was quickly in a position just to keep the runner at bay. 1-2 count. There's Amber Hood on screen, debutant for today's game from the southeast city in South Australia of Mount Gambier. Pulled to shortstop.
Beautiful. Double play opportunity.
And Samail decides to hang on to it. The lead runner is retired. And Karishi, the catcher, stands up at 1. She'll be replaced with a catcher speed up. There's a look on the replay, Joyce.
Oh, no, that's great. That's a great play. Also a good slide in to try and make it difficult for our second baseman not to be able to throw it over. Unfortunate. Would have been close to a double play there.
So there's 2 out now for Shiho Suto, the designated player in this game. Had a brilliant game yesterday. 3 hits, 3 RBIs against the Aussies.
Danger hitter.
Really took advantage of that gap between first and second base, which they've closed right up today.
They have.
Also hard to pull a ball that's right on the outside edge of the plate.
Yeah, perfect pitching from Trzynski, especially with that field pattern.
Oh, that one's going to make Whitefield work for the ball. It spins off the end of the bat. They're always tough to read, aren't they, Joyce? It had a funny spin. Let's have a look on the replay.
Oh, yes, it kept going off to the left. It was very odd.
Well, a bit of a chance for the Japanese. They've got 2 runners on now.
It was interesting. Whitefield then had a bit of a smile for her. She's so tough. She'd be so angry at herself, and yet she can smile at the end of it.
Change of pace on the new hitter, Hutaru Sukamoto. Had a good day yesterday, a couple of hits. But didn't play last night by the looks of it. Yes, she did. She went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Yeah, one of the 3 key hitters in the middle of that order there, the 5, 6, 7 batters combined for 6 hits and 5 RBIs last night.
It was very scary.
That one's high and she sort of falls on it as she swings. Not too dissimilar to Fujimoto in the first inning. They sort of fall away as they pull the ball. This one goes foul.
I'm sure because just like the USA team, they have so much time to train that they can be really good and effective in the batting box on all different types of pitches. Oh.
They're going to go check down the line. Plate umpire Travers checks with third base umpire Tyler. No swing. Pretty close. 2-2 count, 2 on 2 out here in the top of the second. What do you reckon, Joyce?
Well, internationally, usually that's called out. But I'd read the scorebook.
Deep foul ball.
But I am a bit biased.
And the count remains at 2s. Game 5 of the Softball Australia Cup. Downy Park, Brisbane, South Brisbane to be precise. Goes opposite field. It's in the air, and left fielder Sarah Rio just perhaps a little too central to be able to field that one.
Just over the line. Although, do you need to be able to field past the line? I think that's something that's always, drummed into you when you're an outfielder. You just want to be able to reach to the line. You don't want anything, there's no reason to be able to catch a ball in foul territory, really. It's that other fair play you want to cover.
Hard hit shot up the middle. Pippa Adkins!
What a catch, man. That was awesome.
Diving catch to her right. That's her glove side, the lefty.
How impressive. Pippa Adkins, she is just on fire at the moment. That's a freaking great catch.
Great response from her team as well. Another look at this one.
Oh, that's a beautiful hit.
Tsukamoto line drives that one.
Yes. Look how happy she is.
Rips her off of a single. Would have been an RBI as well because the runners were going.
Oh, awesome.
And if that ball gets away from her, 2-run score, potentially even 3. The batter might even get around all bases. But great defence from the Aussie Spirit. They get out of that inning.
I know that was so impressive by Pippa Adkins. I know she covered it really well. And I just love it when you see catches like that and people putting their body on the line because their heart and soul's in it and they really want to win. She came off not a great tournament in USA and she's gone, hey, this is the Pippa Adkins. I'm a good player. It's great to see her doing that against the best team in the world.
Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that Aussies at their best can take it to the best in the world. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Jenna Trim will lead things off. The score so far is 0-all. Downstairs for a ball. A hitless inning for Japan, but they did have a couple of base runners from a walk and an error.
Yes. Oh, great start.
Yeah, just throws her hands at the ball on the outside edge of the plate, goes with it to the right side, finds the grass, and a leadoff hit for the Spirit.
And look, that's all you need to do. You really don't need to take a great big swipe at those balls. You just place it across to right field. Perfectly done by Jenna Trim.
Yeah, good day for Trim yesterday as well. Abby Bastion debuted last night and fouls off the first one. Had a .333 average, but got on base a couple of times.
Oh, she looked dangerous every time up to bat yesterday.
Yeah, that fielder's choice that scored the run, and then the second run came diving home as she attempts the bunt. So you could potentially say that she had a couple of RBIs as well. Not credited because of the error, but really contributed in her debut game. Behind the count, 0-2.
Great, just missing the edge of that plate.
Karishi doing her best effort to frame that one. She was set up in the left-handed batter's box, so she had some work to do to frame that one. Foul territory.
After watching the US and seeing Abby do that You know, if you gave a ball like that to one of the US players, they were so strong they could just muscle that ball out of the infield on that inside on their hands. They were so strong. I think that's probably where Australia needs to be in the batting box for the future.
Bastion, it's a piece of this one deep to left field, but a nice catch taken by Tsukamoto for the first out. Jenna Trim stays put at first base. Have a look at the replay. You were just talking about being strong on the inside.
Yes, that's good.
It's just under it. A little Abby Bastion. Here's Chelsea Robinson.
The angle they get from all the way on the other side of that and swinging that ball straight back on the right-hander.
Yep, called strike as well by the umpire. She liked it. Same pitch.
And that's the whole thing about Japanese pitches. It's that angle on the pitches that they get. There's never a straight ball as such. Even though they're strikes, they're cutting the edge every time.
3 pitches in a row. This one is dealt with. Just spilt the catch. Great effort.
It was a great effort.
Tsukamoto lays out for that one, trying to emulate Pippa Adkins from just 3 batters ago.
He's looking at her again. She had that. Yes.
Got tangled up in the end.
Yeah, people don't realise how hard that is. You know, when you have a glove on like that, you still have to try and keep that glove soft to be able to make sure that ball stays in there.
Absolutely. Chelsea Robinson did well to defend a 3rd inside pitch in a row, and change up. Just throws her hands at it and a pop-up for Yamauchi at 3rd base. Soft out in the end after she smashed that one deep into foul territory.
Yeah, that was a great hit by Robinson.
Alyssa Mile now to the plate. Had a very good ghillie shield.
And what a personality she is. I mean, I haven't really known her, and I met her and I thought, wow, this girl is a big personality. Very confident. Took some great outs against USA.
It's a piece of this up the middle. Alyssa Mile advancing. Jenna Trim had the day off yesterday, didn't she?
Yeah, she was ill, and of course the team, Dr. Dougal, said that she should stay home and have the day off, and possibly because there were 3 more days, possibly if she had have come out, she might have been worse. So they did the right thing, kept her at home for the day. But she still managed to text me and give me all the information about the team flag and, you know, who had the skippies.
Missing down low for debutante number 4 for this series for the Aussie Spirit. Amber Hood, hailing from Mount Gambier, plays for the West Torrens Eagles in the Softball SA Premier League and the Stars in the Ghillie Shield. Junior women's representative. Actually played for Kerry Porter at that Junior Women's Worlds.
Ah, well, she's a tough little competitor. I've watched her for years play for South Australia. She's always the one who gets the hit, you know, in the stressful situation when South Australia's behind. She's dangerous.
Change up in the opposite box to go 2-1. Very watchful batter as well. Likes to go deep in the count. Swing and a miss. 2-2. 2 out, 2 on in the second in a 0-all ball game.
Well done, Amber Hood.
The Japanese liked it.
The umpire didn't.
Oh, that's what matters. Just jammed a little, and a return catch back to Sakamoto. Australia threaten, and Japan get out of a jam. They did that a number of times yesterday, didn't they? Australia left a few runners on base.
Yes, they have to make that opportunity to get the runners around to the next base every single time. I mean, but great job by Alyssa Mile coming in with 2 out and getting a hit. That gave us another chance. But definitely Jenna Trim, I love that lead-off runner being on for us. And just, it's usually very dangerous. As soon as the lead-off gets on, you just know that it's going to be a danger time, and it puts more pressure on the defensive team.
Now, Joyce, I want to show you my notes. We've got a change of pitcher, and in my notes, I suggested that the Aussie pitchers did really well in their first inning of work against the Japanese yesterday, and it wasn't until their second or third inning of work that the Japanese adjusted to the pitcher, and then they jumped all over the Aussies and were able to put the runs on the board. Can the Aussies use all 4 pitches in this game and get the job done? Right from my notes.
Oh, look at you go. Well, usually, and in the USA, they use their pitches, they kept changing them often. Yesterday was really quite different. It was great to see Arwen come on, especially in that first game against New Zealand, but also great to see Kendra Lamb coming on at this stage. And you are right, this is the danger time.
There's Steph Trzynski in the dugout. 2 innings of work. She gave up 2 hits and a walk for no runs and no strikeouts. Not a bad day. Like, kept a duck egg on the board, and now it's Kendra's turn.
Well, she's done a great job, and I think full reward to the Aussie team for keeping them out, because they had a few runners on, and it was on errors basically, and it could have become and ballooned out, but they didn't. They stayed focused and they made the outs, which brings great play to put Kendra on. She hasn't pitched yet against this Japanese team in this tournament.
The Ragin' Cajun. Her university side. Steph was a Golden Bear at Cal, and Kaya was they call the Rainbows at the University of Hawaii.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure. I know that she played in, Hawaii, but I don't learn all the names, definitely.
Nice pitch from Lamb, finds the outside edge on Kawamura, the 9-hitter. I stopped counting the lefties, by the way, when Karishi come up right-handed.
Oh, nice pitch.
But make it 8 lefties in this starting 9 today.
Maybe we need to get our beginning coaches to get more of our batters in the left-handed box.
Well, there's one way to practice it, isn't it? Just get someone to stand there, whether they swing or not. Let's have a look at the Japanese bullpen, the old number 1. Probably considered one of the world's best pitchers, if not the world's best pitcher at the moment, Miyagoto. Oh, just a little half swing from Miles.
Oh.
She's got to be quick as the runner beats it out.
She was really quick.
Yeah.
I think she even surprised Alyssa at how quick she was. She really needed to attack that ball.
It's half a hit. The ball nearly stopped dead. In a bang-bang play, Japan have their lead-off aboard. Speaking of lead-offs, here's Ishikawa. Back to the top of the order.
Oh, beautiful pitch by Lamb, right on the edge of the plate on the outside.
Well, both batters so far have got that treatment down and away. She could live there, I reckon, and be effective for the Aussies against Japan, as this one's a little higher in the zone. and hit foul.
Yeah, normally Lamb has the most beautiful rise ball. It gives it a pretty good jump. We're not quite seeing this tournament it jump. It's still there, and it seems to just ascend rather than jump. But it's still effective, though, which is great. Oh, nice pitch.
Just missing the outside edge, and Robinson just get the glove there an extra second. Kendra Lamb, 5 innings of work yesterday against New Zealand. 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, no runs. Runner goes. Ball goes foul and will return. So some aggressive moves from the Japanese with 2 strikes. Anything to the left side, they're not going to be able to play the lead runner, as this one's popped straight up in the air. Whitefield takes the catch, now trips over the base.
Yes.
Well, she's been effective, Lamb. 2 miss-hits, really. This one, a pop-up. The one before was a half-swing ground ball that the runner was good enough to beat out. So, good positive start here by the Aussie pitching.
Fujimoto with the 3-base hit last turn at bat.
Starting down and away again. A familiar formula. Are we going to jump in, Joyce?
Oh, well, I'll wait till the end of this pitch and see what happens.
Here's Fujimoto. Hands up the top of the handle. She's done it again. What a beautiful throw.
No! Did I just say no out loud? I really thought she had her then, and she slid straight into that glove. That was such a beautiful throw by Chelsea Robinson.
Yeah, I said she's done it again because she's had a beautiful throw from an inside pitch, and the runner slides straight into the glove.
Yes, that's
and is out stone cold.
Yes.
This is Darren Clark with his...
Terrible.
The view,
sorry, Darren.
Yeah, the view was blocked, wasn't it? By second base player Alyssa Mile.
They probably need to have another view from someone on a different angle. I think that I was just going to say exactly that. I was sure that they weren't going to steal after she made such a good attempt at getting them out the last time. But as usual with the Japanese team, there are no rules. They put the pressure on and then they put the pressure on.
Well, everyone in this arena saw the play was out. We don't need to replay it again. It's just the positioning. You can't blame the umpire for that. And Japan now with a runner in scoring position. Drags the bunt down.
She's on.
And
that's
she's
a
so
beautiful
quick.
bunt.
Second base is open, but 3 Aussies scramble to cover it. The runner now advances to 3. Runners at the corners for the Japanese. That, Joyce, you said it, was a beautiful bunt.
That was perfect textbook bunt, and she's so quick. I mean, just too difficult. They do it so well. Any time in a game, you get safe on that with someone with wheels like that.
We're expecting her to go here. The speed on 1.
Yes.
And Australia were, well, not caught napping. They were outclassed in the 1-3 split last night, weren't they, when Japan had a double steal, they scored, and then the runner from 1 got all the way to 3 on the 1 play. Let's see if they've sharpened up their 1-3 defense with Okawa in the box. The speedy Fujimoto at first.
I think you can never be sure with Japan in the 1-3 play because often that runner will go from 3. In fact, you almost wonder what would happen if you dummy through.
Yep.
Put everyone into position, dummy through, where there should be an out.
Swinging away, and it goes foul. Fujimoto did take off on the pitch then, so again aggressive on 2 strikes. Kawamura, the runner at third. Same play as the runner takes off on the throw over to 2 and scores. It's the first run of the game. Japan's elite base running.
That was a long throw over there. With the speed that's on the bases, a long throw is going to be a tough one every single time.
Yeah, Robinson delayed the throw as well because she was trying to frame a strike to get the strike out. So not only did they miss the strikeout, they gave up a base for Fujimoto, and then they gave up a run from Kawamura, who scores. So that play at second, that pick-off play at second, is now costly for the Aussies.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's usually the way it happens.
Okawa in the box. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Fujimoto goes to third unchecked for the second out at first base, and runner back to third for Japan.
Nice stop by Kanjalam for a nice routine out. And they just need to get this next batter out so that run doesn't score. Another run doesn't score.
Well, that effectively should be the end of the inning, shouldn't it, with that
Yes.
with that pick-off, and it should be still 0-0, but Australia now have to live with that play. They have to get over it, and so do I, Joyce, as Yamauchi
And we're not
swings away.
forgetting it, though. Isn't that interesting, Yamauchi? Like, we thought that was Yamauchi.
Yamauchi, yeah.
Added together, but it's separated.
Yeah, we got some help with the translation. And good play from Kendra Lamb. Another one straight back to the pitcher. We've seen, 3 of those in the last 5 plays, including in the last Australian hitting innings. And that good reflex play gets Australia out of a little bit of a spot as Japan were threatening after scoring 1.
Yes, and really wanted us to be the ones to score first like we did in last night's game. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but at least last innings we looked so much better. We had a couple of hits. Maybe we'll start the ball rolling and keep that going throughout the game. It was unfortunate the way that they scored with the 1 and 3 play. And I think the really hard thing about being a catcher in the 1 and 3 play is that the catcher really has to look to see whether the runner's going from 3 before they can throw over. And they're so quick. Those runners are so quick, it makes it so difficult for the catcher.
Yeah, there's no rest for the Aussie defence, is there, when the runners are getting around the bases so quickly. It just adds that little bit of more defensive pressure on the Aussie fielders. And
yeah, well, I often say that when players play, they need to train under duress. They need to make sure they're playing and throwing off the wrong foot and making sure they just get rid of the ball any way that they can, but practice doing it rather than waiting for it to happen in a game.
all right, back to the action. It is the home half of the third inning. Japan score first. And this is Sarah Rio hitting 9 for the Aussies. Outside edge, getting a workout from both pitchers, both teams today.
Really a long way out, wanting that ball to really angle out on the edge of that front part of the plate.
One upstairs.
Well, they say this pitcher, that her best pitch is her sharper eyes, from the readings I've been going through, and of course a killer changeup.
Ground ball to third and a fumble from Yamauchi. Sarah Rio gets the job done. Get the ball into play. Make them come to you and
get that lead-off runner on.
Get the lead-off runner on. I was waiting to see that replay. She just coughed it up in the end.
And she did. But it was, well hit by Sarah Rio. And as we said yesterday, put the ball on the ground, put the pressure on.
There's Yamauchi again as she makes that catch. They say, don't let the pitcher field it if you can help it. Yamauchi calls her out and takes the catch.
Well, the pitcher ran away.
That was Tamika Whitefield and the first out to bring up Maya Duros, and the outside edge yet again. First pitch, it looks like the same formula for both teams. Down and away, hit that edge, paint that corner and get ahead of the count. Goes inside this time, and just the precise pitching from Japan, painting both edges.
Look, it's so important. Any pitcher can pitch well if you can do that. And it's not easy to be able to do it consistently. These guys do a lot of training. But they also do a lot of simulated training where they're actually put in game situations. And in Australia, we probably let our batters bat, whereas in Japan, every training is like a game. You have to get your teammates out.
Nice piece of the ball from Duros goes foul, and Sakamoto was perfect yesterday against New Zealand. 3 innings of work, 9 batters faced, 4 strikeouts. You can't do any better than that, really, and Australia's already had 3 base runners and threw the lineup once.
I know people often say, just put your bat out at it. But when someone is doing something really unusual in the pitching mound, it's difficult to get used to it. Not used to that sort of style at all.
Well, Maya Duros goes down looking for the second time in this game. She was trying to protect the inside of the plate, and it nearly hit her, but it caught the outside or inside edge for strikeout number 3 for the game.
Can Pippa Adkins find a hole?
Yeah, had a good piece of it in her first at-bat that was caught in deep centre field.
Backed it up by a beautiful catch. Not a bad start, Pippa Adkins.
Rips it to the right side. Rio held up at 2. I saw you waving around, Joyce.
She's in scoring position, but it's still it's still a force to 3. Beautiful hit there by Pippa Adkins. She's totally on fire. I'm enjoying watching her.
Yeah, hard hit shot, just pulls it Japanese style from the left-handed batter's box to the right side.
Give some straight back to them.
Jenna Trim had a hit her first plate appearance. Outs, down and out, outside edge. And 67 average. I thought she had a couple of hits yesterday, Jenna Trim, but it's a piece of this one. It's out to the right side again, and underneath it is Fujimoto, takes the catch, retires the inning, and Japan will deny Australia after 2 base runners. Georgia's got a special guest.
Special guest here indeed. I'm with Tanya Hood, the mother of Amber Hood, one of the newest debutants for the Aussie Spirit. Now, Tanya, you must be so proud to see your daughter step up to the plate and get involved with her first Aussie Spirit cap.
Absolutely. Andrew and myself are so proud of everything that she's achieved. She's worked really hard, and now the hard work is just beginning.
And of course, your other daughter, Georgia, also plays for the Spirit, currently off at college. How's she doing at the moment?
She's doing really well. They start this weekend, or next weekend. So she's really excited, really disappointed she couldn't be here with Amber this weekend. But, to have one representing Australia and now two, words just don't... I don't have. It's just amazing.
That's wonderful to hear, and also I understand that you live out in Mount Gambier and you were a pretty handy softball player in your time as well. So many drives to Adelaide throughout the years. It's like you said, pretty indescribable to have this feeling now to see your child out here playing for the Australian national team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did 8 years of travelling from Mount Gambier, which is like 5 hours from Mount Gambier one way. So to have that, it's been really good.
Well, thank you so much, Tanya. All the best.
Great reward for effort, and Tanya, you got me choked up as well. The two Hood sisters, I don't think we've ever had two sisters from South Australia play for Australia, as Tabika Whitefield retires Kanakudo, the lead-off hitter in the fourth inning.
I know that almost brought tears to my... So when someone breaks up a bit like that, you can feel them change. You go, oh, come on. And it is so great to see Amber here too. I mean, we've always wanted to see her, to see how she's going to play at this level, and now she has a chance.
Yumi Karishi comes to the box as I have to take a deep breath now and compose myself. Amber Hood was part of the North Plimpton crew there for a while. Belinda White, Jordan Lambert, Amber Hood all lived in North Plimpton at one stage. All capped Aussies, Joyce, was the point that I was trying to make. I should have said that.
That is a good point. And I mean, I think the two Hood girls have really done a great job for South Australia, and South Australia have become quite a force to be reckoned with in the Nationals.
Yeah, 11 of the 31 current squad members are either from South Australia or playing for South Australia. We count Olivia Elliott as one of our own. Her mum's from Pasadena, so we count her, and count Pippa Adkins as well.
I knew you were going to count Pippa Adkins. She's a Queenslander.
She's a national champion. Strikeout looking for Yumi Karishi.
That's a beautiful pitch by Kendra Lamb.
Strikeout looking for... That's the first strikeout for Japan in this game. Look back to that. I'll have the final say in it. She's a national champion with South Australia. 2022.
No doubt. She really only went to Queensland to study. Yep. Yes. But she really became better there. I'm joking. Sorry.
Perhaps you get the final word. Shiho Suto, the hitter.
Oh, wow. There's a good pitch.
Suto, 2-1 count. Liam fires that one.
Oh, wow, that's a good pitch too.
Yeah. 3-1 now for the hitter. Had 3 hits in the game last night against Australia. And she will go up to first base with a walk. So a strikeout followed by a base on balls for Kendra Lamb.
And really, there was some great pitches in there from Kendra that were very, very close. You know, it's really difficult. You're throwing the best country in the world, and you're actually pitching really well. You know, surely there's got to be an Australian advantage here.
Yeah.
Home soil. You shouldn't say that out loud, should you?
Well, there's something said about a home field advantage.
Yes.
We're not saying that that shouldn't go both ways. Tsukamoto, the hitter. And Pippa Adkins has her number with that diving catch, her first plate appearance of the game. It was a ripping line drive.
I'd like to see that a few times over, please. It was awesome.
Adkins had to, at full speed, break to her right and come forward as well as she dove, shoestring catch at full stretch to deny the Japanese. That was way back in the second inning when they had a couple of base runners.
When you're hot, you're hot. And that's Pippa Adkins right now.
Right now, exactly. All right, short timeout. 2-0 count. Swinging away.
It's good to see Chelsea Robinson slow things down a bit, calling time to talk to Kendra. Very good timing.
Yeah, good inside edge called this time and evens up the count at 2-2. And, you know, I was just thinking if these two have ever worked together before, Lamb and Robinson, because when Chelsea was in the squad, I think Kendra was in college, and then when Chelsea had a time away, Kendra's come in and made a name for herself. She smashes this one deep to right field and just foul. What did that hit?
I mean, every time you watch Kendra, every game you watch, she gets a little bit better every time. And she looks like she's really settling herself into this game, which is great.
I saw Kendra in the elevator as well this morning as she was going to a team meeting on level 5, and she's tall.
She is.
I mean, I'm 6'2", right?
Yeah. Are you?
No.
I was going to say.
Oh, nice play, Chelsea Robinson. Another pick-off and well taken by Tamika Whitefield.
Well, that's really the third she's had, but it goes down as 2. And that just shows what a great arm Chelsea Robinson has. Athletic.
Well, they've taken her on 4 occasions in this game. Robinson's got 2 of them, technically 3. Another spot-on throw.
Yeah, very good. Very impressive. And again, very difficult to drag that ball around. Same place. But she still gets the run-up. I hope someone down there gets that timing on Chelsea Robinson. On
pop time?
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say pop time, but, you know, I didn't know what that was for a while.
Oh, okay.
When people would say pop time, I'd go, oh, are we all going to have a drink?
Glove to glove?
Yeah, glove to glove. Yeah.
Glove to glove. Okay, that for those watching at home don't know what glove to glove is. Well, pop time, it's when the catcher receives the ball, the pop of the glove.
Yeah.
And they then transition the throw from the glove to the hand, and they throw it over to shortstop, and the pop of the glove at shortstop.
You know, and they really want all their pop times to be well under 2 seconds.
Yeah,
so,
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. Belinda White, one of the best at her pop times, probably second best in South Australia. I won't tell you who's number 1, but she knows. And then, but she's the Olympian and I'm not. So let's go back to Abby Bastian in the order for Australia, batting in the 5 spot.
There's a big call, first year in, number 5 spot. That's pretty good.
Well, you got Duros batting 2 as well.
I know, it's excellent.
Just shows that the coaching staff with the Aussie spirit backing these players who earned their selection.
Yeah, and that means a lot. That gives a player a lot of confidence to be put in those batting positions.
Two-1 for Bastion. Works her way right back into this count. Hello to Belinda White, blowing up my phone.
I couldn't quite read that. I didn't have my glasses on. I didn't get that time. Good to see you watching.
Nice pitch from Sakamoto. Well, we're halfway through this game. It's a 1-0 ball game in favour of Japan. Hard hit shot from Bastion, but there she is. Tsukamoto at left field for Japan takes a good catch. That was a great piece of the ball from the youngster.
You know, you watch these outfielders from Japan take these one-handed, very easygoing catches, but they train so often. You know, if you watch baseball, you see exactly the same thing. They try and make the game look good by doing that. Do it the most difficult way possible.
Josie Robinson, a big swing and a miss as the ball fades away on the outside edge. Just looking at Abby's card here, 2 deep fly balls to 7. So she's seeing the ball pretty well at the moment. She's had a lot of softball this summer, so right person at the right time, isn't she?
Yes, she is. I can't believe how comfortable she looks. It's fantastic to see these players looking like they should be here. Well done, Robinson, staying off that pitch.
Yeah, especially behind 0-2 as well. You're looking extra hard to protect the edges. Yeah. Inside edge this time. So good setup down and away to set her up inside for the strikeout looking. And that is 2 out here in the 4th. There's still movement in the Japanese bullpen.
And Sakamoto looking very happy with herself. Can Alyssa Mile get another hit for Australia in this timing?
Yeah, ripped one up the middle last time, beating the glove of the second base player, Kudo. That was Australia's best chance to score back in the second. They had 2 base runners, had 2 base runners in the 3rd. And Sakamoto, who I mentioned before, was perfect in 3 innings against New Zealand. Just hasn't stopped going about her work, haven't let the hits phase her. And just deadly on those spots, isn't she? On both edges, inside and out.
Oh, she is. And, you know, she gets such good angle on the ball, the way she throws from the edge of the plate, stepping right over. And you can see the drag leg, how far it goes across, over, past the plate. Just saying.
And a pop-up to first base, and Okawa takes a relatively easy catch for a 1-2-3 inning. So having it their own way in that inning, Japan, but Australia have challenged them through 4. It's a 1-0 ball game.
And it is good to see Australia putting bat on ball and being more aggressive. I mean, our first innings wasn't a great start, and every innings we seem to be getting a little bit better. We wonder when Goto's going to come on. Next innings or the one after? What's your guess?
I'd say 5. That happened last night where they made the Japan made the change after 5 innings, and their closer pitched 2.
Yes. Well, it will be good to see her take the mound. You know, she's such a great pitcher. We saw her when Australia went to Japan a while back for training games, and that was played in Ota City, which was a fabulous wake-up call for us as well to actually try and lift our game for what job we had to do in international softball to be able to be more competitive. You know, and given where we were then to how we are now is pretty amazing. Our batting's improved, our general play's improved, our pitching's improved, and definitely behind the dish has improved. It's really great.
Yeah, good to hear and good to see. As we return to the action, it is the top of the 5th inning. Kendra Lamb continues. Steph Trzynski through 2. Kendra's into her 3rd inning of work. In the dirt, down and away.
I know Chelsea Robinson looks like she's been catching forever, you know, and has not taken any time off. She really looks good. I mean, these two probably might have played together, and Kendra came and played for me for the FNQ, Far North Queensland team, when we played state champs. And Chelsea rang me and said, can I also come and play? But our team was full and we didn't have room for it, so that would have been a great training ground for the two of them.
Okay.
Maybe next year.
You still coach that team?
I try to. That's this year, actually, now.
2-2 count.
I think the girls coach themselves actually would be more like it.
Tsukamoto didn't complete her at-bat the last time, and this one just handcuffs Whitefield. And so an error will have the lead off aboard for Japan. And we'll go to the 9-hitter, Kawamura, who had a single to second, an infield single last time. She sort of stabbed at the ball a little bit just to protect the outside edge of the plate and was able to beat it out. You want them to come in.
Yes, I do.
No one covering third.
Well done. Very quick. Good footwork. Beautiful play by Chelsea Robinson.
Yeah.
Very quick. She gets rid of that ball quick, doesn't she?
Yeah, quickly up on her feet. Makes a good throw as well. She's already shown off the arm in this game. What happened? Foul. We were too busy watching the replay. Turns out it was a foul ball because the runner's gone back to first. And Kawamura back in the box. Oh, just under the glove of Trim, but that switch that the second base player, Alyssa Mile, is playing was able to be there on the spot to recover and make that out. So effectively, runner advanced. Nice play.
And that ball travelling a little bit faster than the last time. We saw, of course, that Kawamura actually was able to run out the last one, but it was a lot slower.
Timeout called by the Aussie defence. They just want to have a bit of a chat because we're back up to the top of the order, and Kyoko Ishikawa chat about the scouting report maybe. Let's keep the defence deep on the right side. Who knows? It's a runner on 2, so scoring position.
And positional changes are so different now. You never used to see the players playing behind first base or third base, whereas now they take a more baseball view, how baseball often play behind. So people being a lot more flexible and scouting-wise paying a lot more attention. Just
a slight fumble will be all the runner needs. Tsukamoto over to third base now, 60 feet away from another run. They've got 2 opportunities now, Japan, to double their score. And now the infield comes inside the line. more traditional field, especially with a runner on 3. But Joyce, on your point, the game has changed so much. Although it's a 1-0 ball game now, you rarely see 1-0 ball games anymore. But back in, I don't want to say your day, but back in your day, you saw a lot of games that were 1-0, 2-1.
Oh, you did. It was very different pitching then as well. I suppose the pitchers used to throw more like the Japanese, using the edge of the plates, spot pitches with a change-up, and that used to be able to keep your defence down very much so. And don't forget the pitching plate has moved back
from 40 to 43 feet.
Yes, and that changed the game so dramatically. Makes more steals in the game, easier for hitters to hit. It just makes it a higher scoring game in general.
Base on balls for Ishikawa, the lead-off. Runners at the corners for Japan, so that threat deepens because we know how good they are around the bases. Fujimoto, who has speed to burn, can lay down a bunt.
Well, look at another 1 and 3.
How many times?
So many. Let's see what happens this time. Oh.
Inside as Fujimoto spins as she's hit, almost prepared to wear it for her team, loads the bases. She looks okay.
Yes.
She signals that it just hit her perhaps in between the bi and tricep.
Yeah, but the assistant coach, Nerida Wern, coming out to talk to the team. Obviously, loaded base, only 1 out. A very aggressive time for the Japanese, and the Australian team will really need to have to work hard. The infield will need to come in, try and make sure they make that out of home so they can't score another run.
Yeah, that'll be the priority, and why the Australian defence is fielding inside the line in nice and tight on Mayu Okawa. Had a single in the first inning. Line drive back to the pitcher for her second plate appearance. Could use a cheap one here, the Aussie Spirit, as Japan threaten once again in this 1-0 ball game. Okawa swings away, fouls it off. One and one. Bases are bulging with 1 out here in the 5th. Eric Bolnar, one of our co-commentators, talks about moments in the game. Will this be an offensive moment for Japan or a defensive moment for Australia? You'd think that if it's for Japan's favour, they might run away with it here, although it's only, a couple of runs. If they were to score here, that might be seemingly out of reach, because we know who's warmed up and ready to go for Japan.
Yeah, we do. And I hopefully hear, Australia aiming that they're going to hit a ground ball to the infield, which is the best thing to happen, to be able to get that runner out at home place for the force. And, wow, even better to get the double up for up 1.
Great pitching from Lamb, a strikeout. That's probably the best result other than a double play right there.
It is. It's perfect. That's good pitching in a tough situation by Lamb.
The threat's not over. The 4-hitter, Yamauchi, at the plate.
Hit the ball straight back to Lamb. Last time up to bat.
To end the inning. Timeout called. They're going to reset the pitch clock. Robinson wants to make sure the signal's right here. because with bases loaded, a ball on the grass will definitely score 2. The speed of Japan is an absolute weapon. Yamauchi fouls this one off.
Well, she's been chasing a lot of those high balls in this game.
Outside edge called. To go 0-2. Lamb ahead of the count. Bases loaded, top of the 5th in a 1-0 game. Hard hit shot, it goes down the line, it beats the glove of Trim. 2 runs are going to score, it's in dead man's corner. 3 are going to score. A base clearing triple for Yamauchi, silences the crowd here.
Certainly does, and that was a very high pitch that she whacked absolutely down the line.
It's like she was sitting on this pitch. You said just moments ago that she's been swinging at a lot of them.
And
that was up at chin height.
It was. I think she was expecting it. Like when you think the pitch before it that called the strike,
Stay there.
I was going to say that, but I'll let you say that.
Oh, well. Kanakudo, the hitter, there was a slight pause because there were the batter that was in the on-deck circle left their bat leaning against the fence. So it was that was what the slight delay was as Lamb goes ahead of the count 0-1 as Japan has really flattened the crowd here after a 3-run triple from Yamauchi. Smashed a pitch up at her chin, railed the line, the foul line, all the way out to the corner.
Great tennis shot. Good block by Robinson.
This one pulled hard to the right side, but it's more high than deep. As Alyssa Miles tracks back, takes a catch and ends the inning. 3 runs plated by Japan to extend the lead to 4. Australia with their work cut out now as Sakamoto has gone through 4 innings of work, and I can see the left-hander wearing the number 1 ran out, has stopped, has gone back into the dugout and returns to the field of play. The one that we've all been waiting to see in this iteration of the Softball Australia Cup. There she is. If not the world number 1, she's not far off it. Miyu Goto, the left-hander.
Yes, always an advantage to have a left-handed pitcher. It's unusual. You get a different angle on the ball. And, of course, she throws pretty quick, around 109 or up a little bit above that. It'd be great, to have our favourite selector here, Janelle Barrett, taking the speed so we could find out what she was throwing.
I know she's watching. She's already texted me.
Oh, has she now?
Well, I hope she's feeling better soon and we see her back out the field. And how's this for the debutante Amber Hood to come up to face Miyu Goto?
She's just probably thinking how lucky she is.
Absolutely. Well, that's why you play this game, right? To play against the best at this level.
Well, yeah, it's a challenge. And I think when you're a young player, I mean, you can't look at this and be scared of players. You need to look at it as a challenge, And realistically, you just have to speed up a couple of things that you're doing. Just have less time to think about it. It's easy from up here.
Where's the number one? Famously had her Olympic gold medal bitten by the mayor of her hometown.
Yes.
And it caused chaos and mayhem because of all the COVID restrictions at the time. The IOC made the decision to replace her gold medal. It's a hell of a story, and it's taken 3.5 games to see her in this tournament.
Well, it was interesting too, because she's still only really young, and I feel like she's been around forever, Goto, and she's made such a name for herself worldwide, which we're about to watch as to why. But hopefully the Australian girls will challenge themselves and put that ball hard into play.
Outside edge for a called strike. On Amber Hood. Up and away. Well taken behind the dish by Karishi. Just wants a second. The shot clock hasn't been reset just yet, as Goto doing some gardening. Gets that outside edge once again. And these Japanese just relentless on the edges. Nothing over the plate.
No, not at all. And they have a whole different way of thinking of things. You know, if things aren't working for them, they'll go mid-innings and train.
Good swing and a miss. And Miu Goto with her first strikeout victim.
And it's not a bad thing to do to make a change when the number 8 and 9 hitters are up, to try and make it a little bit easier for the pitcher to come in. But, you know, it's a real test for our players, Hood and Rio.
This is Serio. Forced an error in the Japanese defense, her first time up to bat.
Takes a bit of a swipe at that one. Well, she's a tough competitor. She can do anything, Rio.
Multi-sport player as well. I believe she's played a little bit of AFL, and I think they've called illegal pitch on that one. Not sure why. Let's have a look at the replay. Maybe she's gone off the plate. You can see the back foot drag looks pretty wide. Bunt attempt pops straight up and taken by Karishi behind the dish for the second out. Well, we thought it was going to be Sakamoto getting called as she starts on one side of the plate, jumps out wide, and here's a replay of that bunt attempt. But from our spot here, Joyce, you can see the drag of that back foot is very wide off the plate.
It is. So very much so.
We'll keep our eye on that as we go back to the top of the order for the Aussie Spirit and Tamika Whitefield.
I suppose with our pitches, it is probably something that they could look at as well to try and change their angles on their pitch. But most of our pitches from right when they're younger usually use mostly through the centre of the plate. Challenge for Tamika Whitefield here against Goto, pitcher for Japan.
Kills that one off more than anything, Whitefield, as she protects. 2 out, bottom of the 5th. We're going to cross down to Georgia in a moment. She's got a special guest, someone familiar to both you and I, Joyce.
I wonder.
Nice hard hit shot. Knocked down by Ishikawa at shortstop and then fires it across to Okawa to complete the play. She hit that like a rifle shot to Mika Whitefield that it bounced out of the glove. Let's have a look at the replay.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's hitting the ball hard to Mika Whitefield.
Well, Japan go without really any challenge there from the Aussie team in the bottom of the 5th. Let's go over to Georgia with our special guest.
And Hall of Famer Jess Torby. Jess, well, I hear you play here at Downy Park. It must be pretty nice to see some world-class softball at your home ground.
Absolutely. I've played here for a very long time for Bears Softball Club, and it's so great to see the Aussie spirit out here at Downy with everything that Brisbane has to offer.
Yeah, it has been quite sunny, as we've just kind of noted, but hey, perfect softball conditions one way or the other. And of course, well, how are you, watching on here very closely, how do you see the Aussie girls faring so far?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic game. There's been, some gems in terms of our defence. I think Steph and Kendra have done a great job. Robbo has thrown out 2, actually 3, I think, if I was an umpire. And then also we've had that amazing catch by Pippa. Look, we're unlucky to be 4-0 down, to be honest, but, anything can happen. The girls are looking good in the box.
Well, brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us here on the coverage.
Thank you.
Thanks, Georgia, and thanks, Jess.
Yeah, I thought she might have said, I'm really enjoying the commentators.
Yeah, me too. But that's okay. I'm not too offended. She was the MC at mine and my wife's wedding.
Oh, no, she's a great girl. And she was a good softballer.
Yep, raked from the left-handed batter's box. Way better hitter as well than her husband, Matt.
You could say that about anything when it came to Matt. He's not a bad pitching, but not a bad batting coach, sorry.
Lamb to continue for the Aussie Spirit as that South Brisbane sun is now going to become a factor. You can see just how much it's shining. North Brisbane. We're in North Brisbane.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, always good to be corrected when I'm wrong. It doesn't happen very often.
I only wrote it there.
That's not the sun that I'm talking about. That shows cloud cover. It's
I know it's really bright out there. It's nice to be here in the shade.
Yumi Karishi hits this one high and deep to left field. Sarah Rio gets under it to take a very good catch for the first out.
And that's a long hit, but taken very well by Sarah Rio.
Shiho Suto, designated player. One out in the top of the 6th. Timeout. Kendra wants to have a chat with Robinson. They use the signal pattern. You can see on the forearm of Lamb there, that is the sequence signals.
Yes, they put all the information on there, so when Robbo gives the signals, she can check to make sure she knows the position and the type of pitch that she's throwing. Very much changed. Once upon a time, you used to just give the signals and everyone knew what it was, but it changes all the time now to make it more difficult for the opposition team to actually pick up.
Saw the Aussie Steelers use it when they won the title back in 2022, I want to say.
I mean, it pretty much ensures the players don't get it wrong. Well, you hope that they do it so they don't get it wrong. I suppose people new to the game must look at it and go, oh, what on earth are they doing?
Nice change up, drops into the zone. And the good thing about it is that you can change the card that's in there as well. So it's not the same pattern every single inning or every single game. So if there is a team watching, they'll never be able to know.
That's right. And I think for catchers and pitchers too, they have a different flip so that they can see what their signals are, what the coach's signals are on the other side. And if you want to remember any hitters or any of the things that you've done the night before, just to remind yourself, you can put it there as well.
Nice pitch. Got her with the
Beautiful.
change up again.
I love to see that when they do it a second time.
First two batters of the sixth inning retired. Kendra has 3 strikeouts now. Eight hitter Tsukamoto has been a handful today. A line drive to centre field and then a hard hit shot that bounced off the wrist of the glove of Tamika Whitefield last inning, which started their big 3-run inning.
Yeah, it was such a shame. Just that one hit really killed them. And it really was off a pitch that wasn't even in the strike zone. You really hate it when something like that happens.
Yeah, the 3 runs that crossed the plate last innings for Japan. The batters got on from an error at shortstop, a base on balls and a hit by pitch.
Always happens.
Yeah. Tsukamoto. 2-1. Make it 2-2.
I mean, it's a great game, and it's a great game, and there's so many things you can do. It's an in-depth game, thinking. But the simple things you do are most important here. You've just got to get that first batter out every single time. As soon as you make an error, mostly going to score.
This one's popped straight up in the air. Tamika Whitefield gets under it to take the catch, retire the inning. Get the simple things right first, do them well,
Yes.
and it'll take you deep into every game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when you're playing at a top level, I think people put too much pressure on themselves. Instead of actually saying, I'm really good at fielding balls, I'm really good at throwing, they put pressure on themselves and make it harder. Those simple things are the things you just have to take the level up and do them well.
Japan lead in the middle of the 6th, 4 runs to nil. Miyu Goto will continue her work. She's faced 3 batters. She's thrown 1 strikeout. And back on Sakamoto, 4 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, 3 hits, no runs. And it looks like the Aussies are going to go to the bench. Maya Juros is due up. But they're going to fight fire with fire here, the Aussies. With the ace for Japan on the stripe. They're going to bring the ace for Australia into the box. Taylor Titsakronis. This is a matchup that people come to the softball to watch.
Oh, it is. And Titsakronis is seeing the ball really well. Very well. Yes, she's seeing the ball really well. It will be a great competition between the two of them. Great hitter, great pitcher, and let's see who's going to be winner out of the two.
There she is, 65. Taylor Titsakronis settles herself in the box. Play's being called. Goto to deal. Outside and low for ball 1.
When you're hitting like this, I suppose the thing you can do is people are going to pitch really tight to you. You've got a high chance of getting a walk as well. Even that would be great.
Missing outside. Called strike.
Yep.
Well, that one just looked a little off, and I should wait for the plate umpire to call it 1-1. That one's out for 2-1.
You look at, oh, wow, she's confident. Goto.
Yeah. She even snuck a peek at the pitch clock just to make sure she had plenty of time.
She's playing catch with herself in the middle.
Well, she is not diverted off the outside edge of the plate. Missing on a couple of occasions, hitting twice as well with a 2-2 count. I wonder if they'll try and mix it up and bust her in. Outside, and will go full. Great hitting. Well, not hitting, great batting for Taylor Tsitsikronis to go full. She hasn't taken the bat off her shoulder. Busser inside for a called strike. So Miu Goto.
She wins the battle, unfortunately. Yeah. I tell you, it is interesting watching the catchers, how they call and how they do the dummy calls and moving the body across to try and catch out any batter that's watching at the other side of their eye to see if they can get an advantage of seeing where they're calling.
Pippa Adkins aggressively gets after Goto. This one clears the outfield. She's got a red-hot stick. Pippa Adkins, a stand-up double. The left hit on lefty. Second hit, Joyce?
Yep, second hit. Very impressive, Pippa. You know, I keep thinking, I spoke to her after the US series and she was so unhappy with herself. And then I keep saying how great it is. She's turned her game around, her attitude around. She's swinging the bat hard. It's really good to see.
Amazing hitting from Adkins. Runner in scoring position for the Aussies with just the one out. Jenna Trim due up, and I was going to say against Tsitsikronis, I think Goto did not have any part of the ball over the plate. It was only the outside edge of the ball, catching the outside edge of the plate. All pitches. And then she just hangs it over the plate a little bit for Adkins and she drives it deep. Just like that. She's just so good at catching the edge, and I guess that's the rule book, right? Any part of the ball crosses any part of the plate for a strike.
Yeah, and they do it so well. They spend a lot of time doing that and training at it. And the Japanese are so strict and disciplined to making sure that the pitchers are throwing like that the whole time. But when you have someone like this who's got the speed as well and a great repertoire of pitches, runner in scoring position. Jenna Trim's already had a hit as well.
Goes inside, hits it deep, and nice play from Tsukamoto. Takes a good catch in left field. Pippa Adkins has to stay put at second. It's a good piece of the ball. She tracked the inside pitch and drove it hard, just like you were asking earlier in the game.
It does. She looked really good. And again, not having a great big swing at it. And I know that Kerry Porter has been spending time too on getting them to have a second swing or an adjustment swing. So if they're in trouble, so I think it's been great to see the improvement in Australia's hitting.
Gonna be Bastion. Timeout has been called. We've run down the pitch clock, so it'll be a ball on the batter. It's always in play, isn't it, the pitch clock? A 20-second pitch clock. The batter's got 10 seconds to be in the box. The pitcher's got 20 seconds to start their motion. They don't have to release it within 20, but they have to start their motion, and Goto wasn't able to do that.
Well, yeah, I think the issue was in the past you used to play the Asian teams and you'd play 3.5-hour games and half of it would be just waiting. They really used to eke everything out and you'd spend so much time before the pitcher would throw. So they tried to quicken the game. They brought in the 20-second clock, which has been great as well.
There it is on screen, already down to 13 seconds. But Goto is into her motion with plenty of time as Bastion. Ground ball to shortstop, and a nice play. Good take at first from Okawa to complete the out, and, well, a double from Pippa Adkins, the highlight of that inning. There's a shot of the ground ball from Bastion.
And I know it's just an infield hit, but she still cracked it pretty well, Bastion, and she still looks aggressive in the batting box. And that means a lot. You know, feeling comfortable, you're up against one of the best pitchers in the world, and you're still hitting the ball. And most of the girls are putting the ball in play. I've seen a couple of K2s.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts in this game so far, and yeah, the youngster Abby Bastion put all 3 balls into play, 2 fly balls to left field and a ground out that time round. So seeing it okay, Bastion, not as well as Pippa Adkins.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Why Giros re-entered back into the game at third base. So Taylor Titsakrona's game is done. We are in the top of the 7th. So Japan trying to extend their lead. Australia trying to limit the damage as we go into the 7th and final of Game 2, Day 2 of the Australia Cup. Coming up next, the Aussie Spirit versus the New Zealand White Sox. .6:30
Yes.
Start time. First pitch swinging is going to drop short of Rio. Japan with a leadoff single. The 9-hitter Kawamura gets aboard for the second time in this game.
She's a tough out. She just looks like she's placing that ball every time.
Well, I kind of thought after 2 innings of work from Trzynski that Lamb might do something similar. She stayed in the game. This is now her 5th inning of work. Given up all 4 of the runs so far, Lamb, and I'm not sure how many are earned. I'll have to check.
Ishikawa up to bat.
As Robinson keeps the runner honest. Yeah, Ishikawa up to bat, back to the top.
And she's number 10. Number 10 shows the captain of the team in Japan. They wear.
Right.
Yeah. Number 10 is always the captain. Coach is always 30, assistant coach 31, and assistant to the assistant 32.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the star of the teams? 15, 16, 17, or are they sort of pitching numbers? The reason why I ask is because Wayne wears 17.
Oh, I don't know what number she wears.
Well, the reason why I say it is because Otani wears 17.
Oh, do you?
Otani, Shohei Otani,
okay.
the baseballer. So
I'm with you.
I kind of thought that the 16, 17 was the star of the team, maybe.
Oh, I think people pick their numbers and want to stay with it.
2 earned runs in this game. So, well, actually, this says that Steph Trzynski's got a run. No one scored. So 1 earned run against Kendra Lamb in this game. So it is effectively a 1-0 game. Japan has taken their opportunities, and here they are in the 7th taking their opportunity as well with the leadoff. Kawamura with a single. Ishikawa with a base on balls. 2 runners aboard for Team Japan. Timeout called from Australian head coach Kerry Porter. Is going to come out, and we're going to see Steph Trzynski re-enter the game.
Interesting. Nice thing to do, I think. And I do love seeing a pitcher come back in. I think it's always a good play. Yeah,
that's one of the differences between our sport and baseball, isn't it? That a starting player may be re-entered into the game,
yes,
whereas a substitute cannot be re-entered. So that is Kendra Lamb's game done, and that also allows Kerry Porter to bring 2 fresh pitchers into the game against New Zealand coming up at 6:30 in about an hour and 10 minutes' time.
It does, and obviously that's what they're thinking about, what's going to happen in the second game now. There's 4 runs ahead. I'm not saying that we can't get those runs back, but the way we've been going, it doesn't look like it. So you'll play to make sure you've got a fresh team coming up in the doubleheader.
Which means that it'll either be the veteran Parnaby or the youngster Kavanagh. Any inside word, Joyce?
No inside word. I haven't actually asked them who's pitching. I only asked that question to the Japanese coach, Utsugi. Thought I'd just go in, introduce myself, say hi and ask when we were seeing Goto.
Well, she told you it was today, and it turned out it's today. She's gone through 2 innings of work, which is the exact same amount of innings as Steph Trzynski, as she returns to the mound with 2 runners on board. She's got some family in the crowd as well. Her mum, Marcy, and her partner, Sam, making the trip.
Driving or plane?
I don't think anyone from Adelaide would drive to Brisbane.
Okay, then.
It'd be the same distance as Cairns to Brisbane, wouldn't it?
About the same. Yeah. Melbourne to... yeah.
All right, 2 on base for Japan, none out. Steph Trzynski will pitch to Fujimoto. 4-0 ball game, top of the 7th.
Fujimoto batting 1,000 at this stage. Very dangerous and very quick.
Just showing her versatility as well with this scorecard. A triple, a bunt single, advancing the runner. So it would have been a sacrifice if we were able to catch her. But with her speed, we couldn't. And then a hit by pitch. So on base all 3 times. She scored a run as well.
Oh, wow. She did well to get out of the way of that.
.30 count.
It's interesting that runners are 1 and 2 and none out is usually very much a textbook bunting situation. But of course this girl can hit and bunt. And Japan never do what's expected.
Nice pitching from well, that one missed. Well, back-to-back walks for Japan to load the bases.
7th innings, we really need to get the lead runner here. Preferably the double. Last time we said that, I got a K2. Happy with that one as well.
It was the exact same batter as well. Okawa struck out with bases loaded. But that was with 1 out. None out here with loaded bases. Ground ball back to the pitcher. She knocks it down. So Whitefield can mop up, fire it across to first, but a run crosses the plate. Japan extend to 5. Let's have a look at the replay. She did well, didn't she, to get a glove to it? Came off pretty hard.
She did. Good play. It was great that she didn't go home on that. And that she went to first and made sure of that out.
Yamauchi. A base clearing triple, her last turn up to bat. On a ball that was a foot above the strike zone.
Yes, she likes a high ball.
Just sits on that one, and she sets her hands up high, as you can see on screen. Just waiting for that.
Oh, nice catch.
Dive and catch from Amber Hood. Sacrifice fly, so the run will score. Good piece of the ball as well from Yamauchi Shil in this game with 4 RBIs as the score extends to 6-0.
Making sure of it, going down to the ground and getting rid of that ball as soon as possible.
So we've had a appeal play at third base for the runner leaving early on that sacrifice fly. Probably didn't need to do it on the diving play from Hood. So that would be a third out, and the score reverts back to 5-0.
Oh, she didn't go back.
Oh, great camera angle.
Oh.
To see her take off, but couldn't see it at the same time as when the catch was made. So that's effectively what's happened, is a double play. Great diving catch from Amber Hood. We've seen a couple of great diving catches in the outfield for the Aussie Spirit in this game, and the runner wearing number 10, Ishikawa, takes off early, and the appeal was made from the Australian dugout, who were right there, right in front of them. So they had a good view, and the out was called.
Yeah, it would have been pretty hard to miss. But it was a lovely catch from Amber Hood. Great to see her. She's such a gutsy little player, and that's a fair indication of how she normally plays.
So 1 run scores. Tally for 5 for Team Japan. And Australia have their work cut out to even tie this game and force it into a tiebreaker as they face the world number 1, Miyu Goto. Red Terriers? Toyota Red Terriers?
Oh, she's changed. I think she moved, went to Toyota Hospital. I think because, they had the American pitchers pitching there. Right. I think she's decided, I'm not getting enough gameplay. So I'm pretty sure she's now
Toyota Medics.
Yeah. Only just did it though, so.
Yep, 3-time champion with Toyota Red Terriers, and now pitches for Toyota.
Yeah, which is a good thing because they need an ace pitcher, where Toyota have the money and pay for American pitchers to come and play for them. Had some of the best pitchers in the world.
Well, that's where Wayno made her start.
No, she's always played for Utsugi's team in Takasaki.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. Which is
I had
the
it
Queen
in my mind
Bees.
that she played for the Red Terriers, but
Queen Bees.
illegal pitch called.
Which is based in Gooma. That's why when they say their hometown and when they say Gooma, I know it's from their team.
Okay.
Yeah. Gooma Prefecture.
All right, Chelsea Robinson to lead things off. A legal pitch called, so that foul will revert to a ball, so it's a 2-1 count now. And Goto just wants time because of that illegal pitch. Interesting that the Japanese coaches haven't come out to ask what it's for. Maybe it's clear what it's called for.
Yes, or I'm not sure how often they get that called in Japan. Maybe they have those guidelines that gives them a better indication of what they can do. The lines from the edge of the pitch, from the edge of the pitching plate. Sorry.
3-1 now for Robinson. Gets after this one on the outside edge and makes Kudo at second base work. She charges in and tosses it to Okawa for the first out. Straight down to their last 2.
They'll just make it look so easy. She charges in. Very matter of fact for Japan. And how quick they get rid of it. Even on a play like that isn't that close.
Yep. Time for ball 1 on Alyssa Mile. Had a good hit back in the second. Gets a called strike. A timeout's been called. Is that by Goto? She just maybe having a stretching her leg.
According to reports on the bench, she has been icing her heel. Obviously, she has something a little bit annoying at the moment. I mean, and I must say the pitcher's plate here gets pretty deep. Yeah, exactly that. And there's big holes from where the teams are all landing as well. Makes it difficult. In fact, Goto walked backwards before and nearly fell in the hole.
Foul ball. Just caught enough of the bat.
I'm not sure people realise how difficult it is for movement pitchers when they have those holes, that it actually means their timing's out because they don't know when that front foot is actually going to land. They actually have to adjust what they're doing while they're pitching.
Up high for a ball.
And Goto really gets a lot of distance on that stride of hers. You can see when she strides out, she's right at the front of that circle, which makes her so much closer to the batter as well.
Rips this one deep to left field over the head of Sakamoto.
Alyssa Mile, what a great hit. Looks so confident, big smile on her face.
Very happy with that one.
Well, who wouldn't be? Great job. She smacks that ball to the outfield very confidently.
Watch her smile. Look at her before she even stands up at 2. And the Aussie Spirit with the runner in scoring position.
Look, are we going to get what we had yesterday? We missed online of something happening here and Alyssa Mile having to go round, so Porter throws around and falls to the ground again because she's so excited, which is what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be pleased to hear that, Coach KP. Winding her around to score and she fell over. I think we just captured a little bit of it on camera. We'll try and keep it a bit quiet for the Aussie coach.
I know she was talking about it to me just before.
Here's Amber Hood.
And having a bit of giggle at herself, which was good to see.
Aussies with 2 hits against Goto, both of them doubles. Hood fouls that one off, and Goto just looks like she's labouring just a little bit, so maybe carrying a little bit of a heel injury, you think?
Maybe. Yes, I know she's been icing it and she hasn't been playing that much. This is her first time pitching, isn't it?
First game of this week so far. 4 days, 2 games each per day.
Again, a very animated pitcher is Goto. Very confident. You know, often you see Japanese pitchers very quiet, determined, and then they're just doing their job, but she's very animated. Just like the Japanese pitcher last night.
Hood just throws the bat to protect the outside edge. Advances Alyssa Mile from second to third. And gets herself out. It's a nice play at first from Okawa. Down to their last out. Australia is going to go to their bench. Sarah Rio was due up. Looks like, is it Kylie Steamers? In the 29 jersey.
Yes, it looks like Carly. Yep, Carly Steamers. Now, going back to when they went to Japan, Carly Steamers hit a couple over the fence against their pitchers. She can do anything. She's a very strong hitter, very capable of hitting it over. That would be nice to see. Could we put our order in now?
I'd love to see Australia put a run on the board.
Me too.
Inside
for ball one.
Coach Porter putting her in, obviously because she knows what she can do, what she's capable of.
Nice pitch catching the outside edge. One and one count. Australia down to their final out. They have a runner on three, courtesy of Alyssa Miles' double, advanced by Amber Hood.
Good job by Steamers watching that ball miss the outside of the plate.
Fans at that one on the outside edge to go 2-2. Protects, fouls, stays alive.
And that was a much better swing on an outside pitch by Steamers. Again, we see a shortening up on this 2 strikes. Good to see an adjustment swing being made.
2-2, 2 out. Bottom of the 7th. Jams her on the inside. Goto fields, throws her out, and it will end the game with Japan winning 5 runs to 0. They didn't have it all their own way. Australia threatened, and very similar to last night, left quite a few runners on base, but it was Team Japan, and that knockout blow came in the 5th inning with that 3-run triple from Saori Yamauchi. And Team Japan will be undefeated after 2 days of play. They had an 8-1 victory over New Zealand earlier today. This game 5-0. Yesterday 12-0 over New Zealand, and I remember 7-4 yesterday.
Yes.
7-4 against Team Australia. So 4 from 4 for Japan.
And Australia have really done a great job. They've defended very well. It was unfortunate for that one hit scoring those runs off a pitch that really wasn't in the zone at all. They've really improved since the last time they played against the Japanese team, which is awesome.
And the teams shake hands, show their appreciation to the crowd. Georgia is on field, ready for our post-game interview. We'll just wait for the Japanese to go through their thanks, and some other great performances. Well, we finally got to see Mio Goto, 3 innings of work. Just the 2 strikeouts, gave up 2 hits, but also the starter Sakamoto went 5 innings, 4 innings, 4 strikeouts and 3 hits to blank the Aussies. For Australia, 2 hits to Pippa Adkins, Jenna Trim had a hit, 2 hits to Alyssa Mile. That's the 3 batters that contributed the 5 hits in the game. We can go down to the field with Georgia. She has a Japanese player with us.
Yes, I have Saori Yamauchi with me here today. A great game from you today across both the games you played. A home run in the first against New Zealand and a base-clearing triple against Australia. What adjustments did you make from your game yesterday to today?
昨日は初日のゲームでちょっと力んでいたので、ちょっとリラックスして今日は打席に入りました。
So because yesterday was the first day, she was quite nervous and strict about it. So this time she tried to more relax and be by herself and hit the home run.
Congratulations, those changes really did work. Japan now sitting undefeated after the first 2 full days of play for you. Has to be a pretty good feeling at the moment.
全部の試合勝ってるので、すごく気持ちがいいと思うんですけども、その辺はどう感じてますか？
チームも、雰囲気よくできているので、明日のゲームも全勝できるように頑張りたいです。
So of course the Japan team has a really good atmosphere right now. So we're gonna continue that, and then we're gonna win hopefully we're gonna win the next game too.
Well, you're sitting in a pretty good place at the moment to do so. Congratulations on your game today, and congratulations for the 2 wins on the board.
とにかく本当にゲーム勝利おめでとうございます。あともうすごい内容もいいゲームができているので、本当にそれは皆さん応援していると思います。
ありがとうございます。
They're brilliant. Back to you, James.
Thanks, Georgia. Well, that is game 2 of day 2 all wrapped up. We still have another game to go. It's the Aussie Spirit versus New Zealand in about 50 minutes' time. Joyce, pretty good game. Not so great, the scoreline 5-0, but probably didn't reflect how well Australia did play.
I think the Australians should be pretty proud of themselves. I think they've hit the ball quite well. And I think that has been a big change in their play, and it's impressive. Everybody's swinging the bats. The young girls are swinging the bats. We're not seeing as many Ks, 3 strikes on our hitters. Just putting the ball into play hard is the main factor here. And I think our pitchers are doing a good job too. And hands up to Chelsea Robinson. I'm going to say 3 outs at second base, 3 steals.
Yeah, some great highlights, both offensively and defensively for the Aussie Spirit. So for the Aussie Spirit fans, stick around playing against the New Zealand White Sox coming up next. But this day so far has belonged to Japan. A win against New Zealand, a win against Australia, and they'll go into day 3 undefeated. We'll be back in about 50 minutes for game 3 of day 2 of the Australia Cup between the Aussie Spirit and the New Zealand White Sox.